Here, we might as well just roll. Oh, yeah.
Trying to improve the background a little bit.
No, that's good. No, I appreciate you taking the time to meet with me, Tom, and chat. I want to touch on a lot of things here, but before we jump into, you want to introduce who you are?
So, Tom Frane, Senior VP of Sales and Marketing at SIONYX.
Yeah, excellent. No, it's good. It's good to have you on. We've been talking a little bit over the past couple months, but have for this reason or that reason, took us a little while to get together. And now I caught you in a hotel room in Boston.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Here on work, headquarters located in Beverly, Massachusetts.
Okay.
I live in Fort Collins, Colorado. So I
All
have the
right.
luxury of being, the remote employee.
Sure.
And so I try to get up here once a month at minimum. Sometimes it's twice a month. But with COVID going on, it's, I started in February 20 and
Oh, that was when you started there.
yeah, was started there in February 20, right before the COVID hit. And so I got to the office maybe twice.
Okay.
And then never went back until late last year. And so it's still new and fresh for me to come over. So it's always kind of fun to come up and see everybody. And we're a fast growing company, so there's a lot of new faces every time I show up.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. And then I'm just coming back from out east. My company is headquartered out in Philly, and so I caught the tail end of that heat wave that went through. It's like 97 degrees in the way we're driving. It was funny because a couple of years ago, we're driving out. My sister-in-law owns a stationery company, and so she designs cards. And so they had this national stationery show every year in New York. And so for a bunch of years, my wife and I would go and just support. Haul. They had a booth. We'd haul stuff out with them, whatever. Well, one year we're driving through Pennsylvania, and they're like 15 miles ahead of us on the road, and they call all excited. They're like, "There's a dead bear on the side of the road." I'm like, "Okay, that's really cool. I love bears. I'm going to do whatever I can to see it." So my wife and I had slowed down to like 55 in the highway, in the general area where we knew where it was. And they're like, "No, this bear, it was a bear. It had one paw sticking straight in the air." I'm like, "Yeah, okay." So, but I'll look, so we slowed down and we drove for like a half an hour at like 55 miles an hour. Just like, we're going to see the bear. I'm not going to miss it. No bear. So for years, I was just giving him the hardest time. Every time we'd see a tire on the side of the road, I'd give him a call and say, "Oh, saw a bear. Oh, there's a bear." Well, on the way back this past week from Philly, I'm driving with my wife, and it's hot out, and I'm like, "Laura, that was 100% a bear on the side of the road." And all getting all excited. I'm like, "No, I'm going to go back, because if this is truly a bear, we need to send it to your sister and our brother-in-law." So we do the turnaround thing, and sure enough, totally a dead, roadkill bear, which you don't see a whole lot of. Right. Sent them a picture, and they felt all vindicated. Like, their point was, well, now that makes my bear true. The fact that I saw one, and I told them, like, that changes nothing for the fact that, like, I drove by and didn't see one, even though they were like, "Well, maybe it just got up and ran back in the woods." I'm like, "I don't think that's how it works. Bear laying on the side of the road." So. No, so I was driving for that's my story from out east. I saw that roadkill bear, and actually saw like a mile down the road in the woods, just one walking around. And then I saw another dead one on the side of the road. So 3 bears in Pennsylvania driving I-80 back to Michigan, which is, I had never seen any. So they're definitely out, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, man, that's crazy that you saw 3.
Yeah.
And 2 were roadkill.
Yeah, 2, and obviously had to stop and take pictures because,
of course,
of
course. Did I see you have a social post about eating roadkill?
Yeah. I've eaten some roadkill in my day. A lot of times it's stuff I've
hit. Did you grab one of those bears?
No, I was thinking about it just because they're so cool, but man, in the 98, 97 degree heat, that black fur, that just cooks them. I think it was pre-cooked. If I would have stopped and just cut them open, he would have been good in there.
What's up? We are going to thank a few of these sponsors that help make this beautiful show a reality for all of you. So Here we go. So a big reason, I would say, to why we're so successful and we have so many bucks on the wall is because we use HuntWise. HuntWise is a GPS mapping app that you can download on any phone, any platform. You can look up public land huntings, ORV trails. You can get the weather. They actually have a HuntCast 2.0 that they teamed up with Jeff Sturgis to make. It's awesome. You need to check this thing out. Go to HuntWise, download the app.
I feel like if you go into the woods without optics, it's like going into the woods without pants on. Would you agree with that?
To a point.
To a point. We are huge fans of running binoculars, spotting scopes, and different things when we hunt, even whitetail. I bring binoculars out every time I go. We choose Vortex Optics because they make the best glass in the business. They have an amazing warranty, super clear glass, super helpful people that work there.
Also, if you want to rep some sweet Vortex swag like this warm shirt on a nice fall day, head over to Vortex Wear. Thank you. And use the promo code TFC20 for 20% off your purchase. Saddle game, you need to be in it. If you haven't been in it yet, then you don't know what you're missing.
Yeah.
Trophy Line Tree Sales makes some of the best saddles in the industry. They have 3 different platforms that we use and that are awesome.
I want to make a quick plug for the Wingman with a couple steps. You can take one less step, stick, and it's like a combination of a stick and a platform. I've been exclusively hunting out of it this year, and my mobile setup is so sweet. I'm very proud of it.
Awesome.
I highly recommend the Wingman system.
If you're ready to pull the trigger on that and you want to get with James and do the Wingman, head over to their website and you can save yourself 10% on the purchase. TFC10 will get you that. I like to think I single-handedly got James to switch to compound again, but I'd probably be a liar and everyone would call me out on that. We shoot prime bows. We think they're awesome. Great accuracy, super shootable.
Made here in Michigan.
Made in Michigan, so we love that. It's hard to complain.
That's where Jared was made. So
surprisingly,
we like that. Yeah.
You're welcome. So go check out these prime bows.
We are of a firm belief that the arrow is the lifeblood of the archery industry. We've said it 1,000 times. But in all seriousness, we are huge fans of arrows that are durable, that fly well, and that kind of make up for some of my inaccuracies in the way that I shoot. So we shoot Vector custom arrows. The hammer.
That's Thor.
They are made in Wisconsin by our buddy Isaac. Great arrows. And if you want to go and get yourself some, have a little bit of a discount, use TFC10 for 10% off. Or call Isaac up and tell him we sent you.
Mm-hmm. You want his phone number? Comment below.
Yep, comment below. We'll do some roadkill cooking every once in a while. I hit a deer a couple of years ago, cut him up. And if it's fresh or if I see it hit, I'll stop. I'm not above that.
Yeah,
I like venison.
Yeah, for sure. Sometimes it's, the early season like this, it's actually meat's great.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. I the one I had hit last was actually pregnant, which is kind of a bummer. Kind of brutal to cut it open and see that. It's not what you're used to seeing, it being a hunter and, cutting something up, but no, it ate delicious. So
I tell you about that whole fetus deal. So, out here in Colorado, at home in Colorado, I have a few friends I go elk hunting with, and one of my friends lives out in Meeker, Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually one of our sales reps, but more friend than rep.
Sure.
And so I've gone out there a couple of times with him chasing some cow elk around in December.
Sure. Yeah.
And that prime time meat, right? The post rut, so they're pretty relaxed. They're just trying to get to somewhere for the winter grazing range. And so anyway, we go out there and we got a cow elk and sure as heck, we're processing out in the field and there's these little little fetuses. It was like, ooh, that's a tough one. But
it's tough to see them. I had the same with Weeva. Our season's not too late. It doesn't end too late here. It ends January 1 is the last day, and I've had a couple experiences where you get one of those late season does, and same type of deal. It's like, all right, well, it's like 3 last year now, so
Yeah, I'm gonna switch it up. I'm not going to December this year. I'm going to do August.
Oh yeah, early on the early end. You guys have that early season out there.
Yeah, so some of these ranches, they have landowner tags.
Yeah.
So the state allows them. Now, don't quote me on the exact laws because I don't know it, but I do know that you can hunt starting August 15th, and any weapon.
Yeah.
On these tags. So it's pretty cool, right? So I mean, you got these elk that are just fat and lazy.
Yeah.
They're just, all they do is they get up in the morning, munch on whatever they're munching on, go find water and lay back down. So the meat is absolutely prime.
I had a roommate in college like that.
Better.
Yeah, I had a roommate in college like that. He would just lay around, eat some food, get up to drink, and then lay back down and scratch his big fat belly. So
Fat and lazy. Yeah.
yeah, it's not a bad way to go through life. No, that's cool. So that's a landowner tag. I'm assuming you're doing a rifle.
Yeah. I'm going to take my dad. He's 84.
Oh, wow.
And I took him this year, actually turkey hunting out in Kansas.
Excellent. How'd you do?
Great. Yeah, it was great. The population in Kansas has been, at least where we are, north central Kansas, is a little bit tough. Population has been a little bit of a decline. And so it used to be a 2-bird zone, now it's 1. And it's been a little bit tough, but where we go, Heartland Pride Outfitters is the outfit I go with.
Yep.
And they do a great job. And they basically said, hey, the birds are over here, so go get them. So all right, we went and got them.
Yeah.
Just say, what's so hard about this?
Right.
first morning we're done, by 10 a.m. So, but it was great to take him out and hunt with him again. He took me on my first turkey hunt when I was 15 years old, sophomore in high school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, southeast Minnesota.
Yeah.
Down in Caledonia area. So,
okay.
So Houston County. So way in the very south part of the state. And great memories there. And it's funny to go do it again. We haven't hunted together, turkeys hunted in, a couple decades.
Yeah, it's the turkey thing has been interesting because probably when you were starting at 15, that the population was on its way up.
Yep.
It's peaked, and now I'm hearing a lot where it's starting to decline in a lot of areas, southeast, I think, in particular.
Yeah.
We only have
balancing out, right?
Exactly. It's there's going to be a peak and some valleys. And
what's nuts to me is growing up in Minnesota with our cabin north of Brainerd, so Cross Lake area. So we're actually out of a little tiny town called Outing, and it's a typical Northland woods, right? It's just all hardwoods, thick forests, and I don't know when it started, but 10 years ago or so.
Yeah.
So a turkey run by, that had to be a mistake, but no, it turns out that they relocated somewhere there. Now they've taken over, and so growing up my whole life and never seeing a turkey up there, and now they're all over the dang place. And,
we've had that too. Like growing up, I didn't see a whole lot of turkeys. Now we've got one. Now actually, I don't know if you can see that. That's our Michigan. They give you a patch. You can buy it, but Jared and I have this rule that you only are allowed to get one if you're successful in a year.
Yeah.
And so we'll get it and you'll throw it, I'll put the borax, or is it borax? Whatever the stuff is that seals the bottom of the
the fan.
Yeah, and then I'll throw this to cover it. So no, we growing up, we didn't have any really turkeys by where I had to do a lot of hunting, and they all of a sudden are coming out. So Jared and I have a spot out there that this year I went out, and before 10 o'clock I had tagged out too. We only get one tag here, so
okay. Yeah.
But you so your work in SIONYX, you do a lot of, I'm assuming, film. Do you film a lot of your stuff, your hunts with some of those cameras and those night vision stuff? Do you do a lot of that kind of thing?
Yeah. So it's all right. So what can you hunt right at night? Pigs, right? Coyotes, things like that. So so we use it for that. All right. So you go out and get set up, and it's awesome when it's really cold and snow on the ground with moon. I mean, the camera just looks like it's daylight. It's absolutely insane. Pig hunting, going to Texas or Florida, especially Florida's tough because it's, heavy not overcast, but, the canopy, right?
Thick.
So it's really fun to go out there and film your hunts. Adds a whole new dimension, because look at the archery market, right? And the self-filming, how that's really just exploded over the 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah.
It's relatively new, and everyone wants to do it, and people's filming their turkey hunt. So that's all daytime. That's great. What's cool about SIONYX is, now when that sun tips down and gets below that horizon line, the best time of the day, right? The last 30 minutes of light, or the first 30 minutes of twilight. All right. That's when our camera shines. And tell people, hey, if you have a real passion for doing filming, content creation, use our camera for, getting in and out of your stand, filming whatever it is around the truck, on your prep, getting ready, getting ready, putting
that B-roll.
Yeah, all the B-roll stuff, when your good expensive camera doesn't work, right? Your 4K stuff, right? Use ours. So, you're able to build B-roll and get some content there, and you never know. You might have that deer of a lifetime or bull of a lifetime step out, and your 4K camera ain't going to catch it.
No.
How many times you go out there and say, like, he's there, you got him on camera?
No, I can't see him. It's per black. I just see a little blue on the top where the sky is. That's about it.
That's it. You try to peek, right, and you get the little horizon light, hoping it catches it, and you just can't do it. Our camera will work, and it does a great enough job to be able to capture that and not have to pass, right?
Right.
For the regular people that's not worried about putting it on TV or a show, it's my God, it's amazing. And there's so many things you can do with it. Navigation, throw it on your ATV, and you can stream to your tablet or your phone.
Yeah.
Go in and out of your hunting spot without headlights.
Oh, cool. I never thought of that.
Yeah. Yeah. Just you can hold it and drive your truck. I mean, obviously, if you're not on a legal road,
right? Yeah. Disclaimer.
Two-track on a farm road, right? You don't want to encourage breaking laws here. It works great. It works great. And I'm not sure if you've seen it or have had a time to even hear about it, or you're friends with Joe, right? Joe,
yeah.
You can't consider him a friend?
Yeah. We just got back from a week together in Montana bear hunting. So I think we're pretty close at this point.
You either love them or you hate them right now for that after their bear hunt, right?
It's funny. We got out of that hunt and we've already planned our next bear hunt. So yeah, went well.
I know he's crazy. Loves it. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely loves it. Yeah. Yeah. But we just, it's not in the market yet, but we announced it. It's a boating camera.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So this camera is designed to connect two ways. One through, stream through your smartphone or for a tablet, something like that. Can mount it. So it's a mounted camera, right? You don't have to hold it. And you can permanently mount it and then plug it into your MFD. So your larger boats, right, that have dedicated navigation systems, they all have multi-functional displays.
Yep.
MFDs. And you can hardwire it right into it. And this thing is a game changer. It's going to extend your time on water. When you can't control when the fish bite.
No, right, exactly.
Right?
You got to be there.
You got to go. Think about some tournament runs, right? So a lot of these guys are going right as the sun's coming up, and they're in their bass boat, going 80 miles an hour. You really can't see shit. But
no.
With the night wave, you could run that thing and see perfect, just like you're looking right now at our screen, and it's through your display, right? So it's hands-free, it's fixed mounted, and it's going to make you that much safer,
And it's color. How do you make it? How does that work?
That's the secret sauce, man.
Is that the secret sauce?
Yeah, the secret sauce. So it's a proprietary process, and it's patented, inside and out, every way around possible. So we're the world's first and only color night vision system.
Interesting.
Yeah, and it's digital. So traditional night vision is analog. You're only going to get what you get from that thing. But with our system being digital, we have a ton of features that we can layer in too, right? So, and that's how we're able to get, process the data to get you a color sequence, right? As long as there's enough light out there, we can make it in a color. If it's dark enough, it's not, you just can't get it, right?
You need some light to make any night vision work.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. They have to have some ambient light. Yeah.
But you can add that there's like a flashlight, or not really a flashlight, like another light that human eyes can't see that goes with it, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's all near infrared, NIR. So IR illuminators, which is a flashlight that it's invisible to our eyes. But the camera sees it. So, so there's a whole lot of stuff that exists that we don't know about, that the regular people don't know about, and it's a lot of it's military influence or came from the military that's commercialized now, but they call them IR designators, IR pointers. So those are actual little laser beams, right? Laser beams.
Laser.
So you can, so that's to point at something, hey, there's my target, it's 200 meters out, right? So our camera can see all that stuff because it's all in the infrared spectrum. right? So our eyes see, depending on age and capabilities, right? We're seeing 400 nanometers up to about 735 ish.
Okay.
So that's like the daylight spectrum of light. That's your purples through your reds, blues through your reds. And then beyond red is infrared, right? And so where our eyes crap out, can't see anymore, that's where the camera continues. And our cameras can see up to 1200 nanometers, so well beyond our eyesight. And so there's even though it looks like it's dark outside, there's actually waves of light out there. And that's what we're seeing, right?
Is it that there's less waves, or like are they farther apart, or how does that work?
Yeah. So every color band is its own, frequency, right?
Yep.
Its own wavelength. And it's just, our eyes we just can't see it, right? But it still exists, even though it's dark, right? So that's, why it's dark is because that's visible light, but there's still other types of light that exist. And even on the other side, right? There's, the ultraviolets, right? We can't see that. Our camera doesn't see those, right? We see in the other direction, up in the reds.
Infrared, ultraviolet.
Not ultraviolet. That's the other end. So
that's the other end. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
right.
that's low end. We see in the high end, which is, when I say that high, it's because the numbers are higher.
Sure.
Right? So we're seeing up to 1200 nanometers, right?
Right.
Blue lights are 400 and less.
Okay. Yeah. So this like kind of supplemental light can like if you're out hunting like coyotes or something, can they see that?
Should not. No.
Should not. Okay. 'Cause some animals have a better ability to see at night, because I would assume they could see more of the color spectrum, or maybe different
because
parts.
a lot of animals just the way the cones and rods, right, in mammals' eyes.
All cones and rods.
And how big your pupil can get, right?
Yeah.
Our pupils are tiny, right? So that's why our night vision sucks, right? Because we have such little exit pupils. We're like deer, all your hooved game, basically all your prey has big eyes, right? And one of the reasons I have the big eyes is for night vision, right? So their eyes way up. And some of them can see beyond what, like what we see, right?
Sure.
That 750, but they're colorblind, right? So
yeah.
So you think about they're colorblind, that they may or may not see a red laser, right? That's a colored laser.
Sure.
Being infrared, it's invisible to us, but there are some mammals that can see some infrared light.
Like what?
People say pigs can see it. I've never experienced it, but people have said, like, oh yeah, pig, they can see the infrared light. I say it's BS, but
right. And you shot a few pigs.
Just a couple.
So you know your way around a pig, wild pig.
Just one or two, maybe 1,000.
Somebody's got to do it, man.
Oh yeah, it's it's a name of experimentation, right? You gotta get up there and you got to test stuff.
That's product testing. That's
it's required. In fact,
if you don't do it, I wouldn't trust any of it. So
like you have to go boating, you go fishing at night with our cameras because it's product testing.
I know. It's funny you said that. So I just moved. I'm living on a river now, and over the past couple nights, these guys are getting their big bright lights on their boats out. They're doing bow fish and all, where it's real shallow, and it's like, I mean, first of all, you have to really love bow fishing to do that whole thing, because the boat and all this, I mean, it's a production. They got the fan boats and everything. So I'm always like, I wonder if this is the time that they just see me watching and like, hey kid, grab your bow, hop on. That's what I'm always hoping for, because that's about probably the closest I'm going to get to hopping on a boat.
You're going to go stand out there with your bow and just kind of stare at them.
Just like wait, like that little kid with his baseball glove while the other kids play baseball. That'll be me.
Pick me.
Yeah. I got a good attitude, I promise. No, so I've been watching them every night. They got their big lights out. They're just poking carp and whatever else we got out there. So
have you done it? Have you gone out and bow fished?
I have bow fished, but not off a bridge on a creek. That kind of, growing up, nothing like on a boat.
It's a blast.
Yeah. It looks so fun.
It's one of those things that everything that we do outside is addictive, right?
It is.
If you allow it to happen, it's going to happen.
The problem with stuff like that is it's like, I need to be limited, because otherwise I'm just going to keep going. Like, I won't come inside. The nice thing about hunting is after sunset, most of the time I can't go out unless I'm, jitterbugging. Right. And that's a low bar to get out there. But now, like, Joe is trying to get me to go do a bunch of coyote hunting. And now I got this fishing thing, and it's like, man, I just don't need, if I didn't sleep, I would have a lot more fun.
Joe's got the right toys now, man. He's not just with SIONYX, right? He's got, the handheld cameras for recording. Now he's got the Nightwave. I think he's got the Nightwave. I'm not sure if we sent him one yet or not. That's the boating camera, right? So that's the vehicle, the mounted system. And then he's got his thermal stuff.
Yeah, he does. He's like, man, I get it all. Just come with. You don't need anything.
He's all equipped. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What you need to do is go. Do you call it hunting or fishing flying carp? Because you don't catch them on a line.
You kill them with a projectile.
I may or may not have witnessed firsthand the shotgun shooting of flying.
Oh, how was that?
It looked really fun.
That's as much as I can say about that.
Like way too much fun. Like,
sure.
Oh my God, this is something new. Because I mean, everyone knows. I mean, they're feral. I guess you call them feral fish, right? They're non-indigenous.
Invasive, yeah.
That's where I was looking for. Invasive as hell. I mean, it's amazing how many there are. I first moved. I lived in Missouri from 03 to 96 to 03.
Okay.
And it just was getting kind of started. And there was a few, we had to find them like an area, but now you can't drive a boat around without getting fish jumping all over.
You see those videos of people like boating and fish are hitting them in the face and stuff.
Oh, it's hilarious.
It's insane.
I hate it to have it to me, but my God, it's like, funny home videos or something like that is whack.
That's right. Just, that's really funny how those, I mean, and you can watch it over time, in like that late 90s, early 2000s. There's just a few of them, and like a very relatively short time later, and they're everywhere. Everybody knows about them.
Yeah. Bastards.
Yes, that sucks. So so you've been at SIONYX for a little while, and you guys are developing a lot of this new camera technology. Yep. I mean, do you have a lot of stuff in the pike for stuff coming out, or is this something as needs come in, you build to it? What does the development process look like?
Yeah, so we're a 15-year-old startup company.
Sure.
So the technology was created 15 years ago in the labs at Harvard. So founder was working on, I believe he was working on his PhD at the time, and discovered this. He's working on photonics, right, and low light capabilities, and figured this out, right? However he did it. And then so the company got started by him, and then our current CEO bought into the company like right after. So he's employee number 2.
Sure.
And really what the focus there was to develop the technology and to get it to where, because it's back up a little bit. So it's called CMOS, right? CMOS is the actual processor, right? And CMOS is very common. It's in a lot of security cameras. It's really what they use like in Ring doorbells, and things like that. But and it works for very near distance. Low light capability is not great. It's black and white, and I know like a couple of companies are claiming color, but they're all helped, right? There's a lot of assistance to get them to see it.
Yeah.
Now, if you flood it with enough artificial light, you're going to be able to get color. But anyway, so they're working on doing that, and really was geared towards evolving the technology with the military. So Department of Defense, put a white paper out there and said, hey, we need to advance our soldiers. We need to improve the capabilities. And so they're wanting to trend towards digital. And it's not to say that digital is better than the best of the best Gen 3 systems out there that soldiers use, because it's not. And we don't need to get into the weeds why, because it's all
I'll trust you on that one.
Right. Yeah. But, there's capabilities that digital brings into the game, right? So augmented reality, think of schematics, think of situational awareness, GPS. How about just a battery life indicator in your headset?
Yeah. Right.
Things that analog can't do. Right. So that's really the track, right? Really, the genesis of SIONYX and the path that they're on was a technology company making sensors. 2018, they decided, hey, we got this cool technology. It works. Let's see if we can put it into a product. And so they contacted a company in Japan that, were experts at building video cameras. Some of the best named video cameras, like the Sony Handycam style, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the Aurora. If you look at the Aurora that we have, that's what it looks like. It
Funny.
emulates that.
Yeah.
So that's how they got it, right? So, hey, let's build this thing. Great. Now we have it. And that was in 2018. So I came on in 2020, and they're like, okay, what do we do with this? What's next? And so now we have a product roadmap. So, but of course, COVID hit, boom, and the supply chain went to hell. And it was just really hard to get resources around building these things in a timely manner. We're only 2 years old. That's not abnormal.
Right. That's young. Yeah.
Right. For new product development, it's not bad. We have high expectations. We want to push this thing out there because we're excited about the technology.
Right.
So this year we introduced 2 products, right? So I told you about Nightwave. That's the boating camera, right? It's make you safer, navigate at night on your boat. Cool, awesome. It's gonna kick ass. The second product that we announced, it'll come in July, August-ish. It'll get to the market. We're calling it Opsin. Opsin is a helmet-mounted system, right? So designed for professional end users, so law enforcement, military, SWAT. And so you imagine, you've seen the shows, the TV shows, right? You got the helmet on.
Yeah.
Click it down over your eyeball. We have that, and it works amazing. It's fantastic. And so those are 2 new products for this year. Beyond that, we've got more products coming. We're formalizing our product roadmap to get us for the next 5 years.
Cool.
We know what they are. We know what they're going to be, but it's kind of like the whole supply chain issue and resources. It's like so put it this way, we had a stupid little part that costs pennies.
Yeah.
We couldn't get. And it's holding up the whole development plan, or not the development, but the build plan, right?
Right.
So it's like, we got it developed. We want to where we want to be. Now let's start building this thing. We can't. So it's and we're not alone. I mean, everyone.
No, it's everybody in different ways. Yeah.
And is a freaking screw or nut or a gasket or a little piece of solder, whatever it might be. It's like, you never know what it's going to be, right? And we have lead times on some components now. They're quoting us 52 weeks.
Really? A whole year?
Little bit and pieces, a whole year to get nothing, right? I mean, we're talking pennies of stuff.
But you need that piece to make the whole thing work.
Yeah. So you got to do, you got to go find something different, right? And change it. So you either have to do a redesign, modify it somehow, and then go find a new vendor for that little widget component.
And hopefully that vendor, it doesn't have a long lead time.
Yeah. Right.
The new one.
Yeah.
So it sounds like lots of military application and some hunting. You got some cool things coming out for the hunting side of things as well.
We do. That the hunting segment right now, it's the crossover, right? So all of our products have crossover. So the Aurora is a good content creation, right? To film your stuff, and you can use a handheld walking in and out of your stand. You think about duck hunters. I mean, it's just going to be an awesome product for them.
Yeah.
One of the hard things is you set up your decoys, and you want to check them, but you don't want to flash,
right,
bright light on them. So you can always use your Aurora to check out your spread, right?
Yeah.
You're getting in and out of the marsh, boat landing, all that type of stuff. These products work for all of those things. Nightwave can be easily adapted to your UTV, your pickup. Sure. We're working with a company that's very well known in the US. It's called Mod Armory. And then there's another one called Warren. Everyone knows Warren, right? So we want to talk to them about making us stuff to make it more adaptable, right? So think about like a magnetic base. Temporarily put it on your hood of your pickup truck or something.
Yep. Oh, that's cool. It just clicks right on there. Yeah.
You put it up on the roof or on the hood, and then you can stream it. And it's so there's so many crossover capable use cases.
Yeah.
For all our products. And then of course, the helmet mounted system, a lot of the guys when they're pig hunting now are, tactical pig hunt. So
sure. Right. Exactly. Yeah.
You're using your thermal rifle scope on AR-15 platform type of rifle, and then you're using a bump helmet, flip down your PVS 14 everywhere. And you can navigate at night and go around and find your pigs, and
No problem. Take
it's a
care of that
blast.
invasive species there.
It is an absolute blast. Yeah. Yeah.
Now, I would imagine as, the VP, your sales and marketing, you got to know the product. So like, are you doing a lot of testing? Like, you playing with this stuff a lot?
Not as much as I should.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Not,
feel like you should be all the time.
see, I said should,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, because it's I consider it a requirement.
Yeah, I think it is. So you've tried the helmet thing. You've tried all these. That's so cool.
Yeah. So before I came to SIONYX, I came from another, big thermal and night vision company. I was there for 5 years, and it was, same type of product, hardcore, right?
Sure.
It's one of the big brands. I'm not going to name names, but so that really cemented my experience in the world there. Part of that, I was at a day optics company that we had a lot of war fighter type business. So we had a lot of laser products.
Yeah.
And so we didn't make night vision per se, but we use it a lot because of all of our laser designators and infrared illuminators and things like that. So I got a lot of get a lot of background and experience in the night vision world. And it's a lot of fun. There's a whole different world out there.
Right.
That, like you were saying before, he's like, hey, sun goes down, I go home.
Right.
But a lot of guys are out there when sun goes down is when they go out.
That's when the real fun begins.
It's a blast. We'll meet up. We should meet up in Texas somewhere.
Yeah.
Or on a lake.
I think that makes a lot of sense. That otherwise I feel like I don't know enough about you after this podcast. I need that other, that next step, that night hunting time,
Yeah, we need to. It's like I said, it's required. It's part of the job.
So you're in the near Boston Yard.
Yeah.
You're heading back to Colorado soon after you kind of take care of some stuff, and you got a lot of stuff going on this summer, hunting, fishing, anything exciting?
Yeah, I want to do more fun. So I got trip to the UK coming up in mid-June. I'm taking my wife on our honeymoon. I can't call her.
That's, I guess it's, you share that one. Yeah.
Got married a year ago and we just couldn't get the right timing for a honeymoon. So I'm going to take her to Barbados.
Cool.
June 30 through July 8th. And I got a couple more trips out east here in Boston. And so working with some boat manufacturers.
Cool.
And so they're interested in buying the Nightwave and putting them on their product as standard equipment, or at least an orderable option. So we got to do some product testing, right?
Love that. Yeah.
So there's a little bit of line that will get wet there. We got a TV show planned that I'll be on, and we're trying to finalize our trip to Cabo. All right, so we're gonna have to go chase some marlin and some other fish there. But
so this is a SIONYX TV show.
I'll be a guest on it.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That seems like a good time. Just filmed and getting marlin and doing the thing.
You got to make a living somehow.
Man, it's rough. It's a rough life to live.
Yeah, it does not suck.
So, and then you got this fall, you said you're doing the early elk hunt. That's August. And
the early elk in August. First time ever doing that. It's a big shift from doing December, right?
Right.
Going from -5 degrees to 105 degrees. It's
just 100-degree swing. No big deal.
That's it. Whatever. At least we have air conditioning in the truck, right? If I get drawn, I'll have more hunts, right?
Yeah.
So you always Western hunting. You just never know if you're hunting or not.
It makes it seems it's getting harder and harder to get drawn out there. Things aren't so easy for us, especially for us guys coming from out of state.
I feel sorry for you bastards.
I know.
Come get a limited draw tag. It takes us residents, 6 to 12 years, and depending on what type of tag you want, I can't imagine what it's like for non-residents.
Basically never for a lot of them,
Yeah, I know it's like, I've been applying for a limited draw in Utah.
Yeah.
I'm on year 18. I'm going to get too damn old to go pretty soon.
Your points will be I can legally vote, smoke, and buy nudie mags. So no, you can't smoke. Smoke's 21 now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Man, the kids got screwed. The moment I turned 21, I got a pack of cigarettes and smoked a few and wasn't a huge fan.
No, I can't do it. I'll smoke a good cigar.
Yeah, every once in a while, it's got to be a good occasion. You got to be usually celebratory.
Yeah, I find reason to celebrate.
Yeah, it feels like that's
Friday. A celebrate.
Yeah, what do you know? I've never been to this Friday before. Try that out. Oh, that's really cool. Well, hey,
I got several hunts planned. I got a few fishing trips here and there. Nothing exotic, just get some line wet here in Colorado. I got a good friend that's a pretty devout fly fisherman. I'm not. A lot of these things, like I used to be a big archery hunter.
Okay.
I never touched a rifle. And then, you get these careers that pull you away, and then, you're on a plane a lot. And so then you can't do your scouting, you can't keep up with your lease. So you give it up. And then it turns out to be like, I just don't have time. Right.
Were you a big deer guy with the bow or elk or what?
Yeah, I did it all. I've shot plenty. You said you love bear hunting. I shot plenty of bears, black bear, antelope out in North Dakota, of all places.
Sure. All right.
Whitetail mule deer. Yeah, they used to do it all. But probably in my late 30s, had kids. I was young 30s, I had kids, but I gave up bow hunting probably around that time too. So
they get older and they require a lot. There's some practice here, some sort of performance there, friends. I only have one. Right? Holy cow.
How old's your kid?
9.
Boy, girl?
Girl. So it's been, we do, she's doing the cello. So it's you got to go to your private cello person.
Yeah.
And now you've got, the possibility of an orchestra. So now just cello is, that's 2 days right there.
Yeah.
And you got tennis and you got swimming and you got stuff.
Yep.
So I took it for granted growing up because I did all the sports, so I had to be carted around at games. I had 2 other brothers. So I didn't think about it then, but my parents were driving a lot. I guess I should tell them I appreciate it now, like at some point,
Yep.
Because that's a lot of driving. That's a lot of screwing around.
Yeah, you didn't realize how much of a pain in the ass you were.
Exactly. I had a little bit of an idea about that.
Yeah. Yeah, my son is God dang, how old is he now? 23. Mm-hmm. My daughter just turned 20. And my son was a D1 athlete. So, to get to that level, he's doing a lot, right? I mean, he was travel teams, select teams, and club teams. And
what sport?
For lacrosse.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, my God, it was, you spent, a whole year's tuition before you even thought about getting into college, just on chasing them around at these tournaments and crap.
Yeah, all the gear.
And my daughter was an amazing athlete in her own right, and easily, could have developed into, that type of player, but she was more casual in her life. She's like, sure. she liked, music, art, instruments,
the finer things,
but she kind of had that, want to play sports and compete. But when she's starting getting older, she's like, meh.
Yeah.
Like, whatever. And so she decided, just don't want to do it anymore. It's like, okay, good. And whatever you want to do, right? But my God, it can be a drain, right? Time drain, a time suck. And so it's hard to stay dedicated to your craft, right? When you're trying to be an archery hunter. And
it usually means early. Get up early.
Football and during all the prime seasons, you're just like, damn it.
Yeah, pick something in this, I guess summer. I don't know, whenever I'm not doing stuff, but then I don't want to. Yeah, it's hard to say, but it's all good. Like, if I'm being honest, I'd rather do that, than my own stuff. Anyways, it's fun to do.
Absolutely.
But it does cut into it. That's Jared struggles with that more than me. He's not here today, but he's got four kids, or three kids, fourth on the way, and they're all under the age of 6, 7.
Yeah.
So I just keep telling him, like, you're full of yourself. Like, how many of you do we need? I thought one was enough. Now it was like, you're throwing 4 on top of that. Like,
yeah.
All right.
He's got a litter running around. If he's got 4 of them under 6, that's just a done right. That's just a litter.
That's a litter. That's like kittens. You're like a cat at this point. So no, it's fun. No, that's
I wouldn't have traded any of it. Right. It was an amazing experience and loved every minute of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, hey, I know we're coming up on time here, but I appreciate you coming on, and I've been looking forward to hearing from you and some of the things you do. And like, I mean, you work in kind of some cool stuff.
It is. Yeah.
But for like people who want to get, looking to get this on for their boat or for, for hunting or whatever else, how can they find out more? There's a lot of good videos and stuff for them.
Yeah. I mean, so we got a solid following, social following. So, Facebook, Instagram, we have a lot of organic posts, so Justin Johnson's our social media manager, and, he lives in it. Right. He's always on it. And it's amazing how often we get tagged, other people just out there doing their deal. Right. You're either at the gun range or they're hunting or they're looking at stars or whatever. There's a ton of content on there. Our website, of course, SIONYX.com, but we have a pretty good dealer network. We're not where we want to be in terms of having dealers out there stocking our stuff, but we're creating little experts around there. Our rep groups are doing a good job getting it spread and getting the SIONYX gospel, if you will, because we're night vision, but we're different. And
very different.
And people think, they know what we are, but they don't. And so it takes a little bit of effort to train people on why we're different and what does that mean for them. All right. So, it's that those are the best sources, right? SIONYX.com and our social pages.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, hey, I appreciate you coming on, and we'll have to do it again soon.
Hey man, I had a ball. It's good talking to you finally. I know we tried a couple times before and schedules aligned, and if opportunity to do it again sometime, I'd love to. And let's get together in the woods or on the lake.
That sounds great. I appreciate it.
All right, man. Take care.
You too.
Have a good night.